everybody, and welcome back to another J&K discussion. I'm Jammer.
I'm Kirillov. And today we're going to be talking about Destiny's Trials of Osiris. So, what Trials of Osiris is this new multiplayer combat that they've done. It looks to be 3 people versus 3 people.
Okay.
And what it is kind of a head start for their faction, the Osiris faction, which was announced way back when they were first talking about the game. And we saw a lot about it, we saw a lot about the other factions, but then when we actually got the game, it disappeared, and a lot of people were confused as to why. So, from this, it looks like they're really taking an emphasis on this faction as a whole.
So now, is this a question, is this free DLC or is this an update?
So...
Or is this a paid or...
What I believe it to be is an update. I haven't looked too far into it. It might have been paid content, except I would highly doubt that just because of how they presented House of Wolves. Well, back when they had the agent come in and you could do some missions to help guide yourself there.
So do you think maybe they might be leading on to a future DLC featuring them?
Oh, definitely. It looks like they're trying to make this faction more of a story-based faction, trying to help introduce something to make you a little bit more, I guess, in-depth with the factions, more involved.
Well, I mean, because this will be the first faction that does anything besides stand there and be a vendor, right? Because the other ones will have, like, it'll just label a random PvP match, like Deathmatch today was sponsored by Future War Cult, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, and the next day it'll be Dead Orbit, or, you know, so it's kind of just, like, all over the place. And if you just wear your cape or your little loincloth, it doesn't, like, you get repetition for no matter what.
Points,
so, basically, they're having their own mode, and then that's like their own PvP mode. And
so for now, I can't say that it's their own PvP, but what I can say is they are
introducing
definitely a new kind of play mode for these factions, in a way where it's not just pick up a quest, go out, go do it, come back, get your points, that kind of deal, but more of a there's a purpose behind it. It's called the Trials of Osiris for a reason. And through it, you do unlock new armors, which appear to be focused on Egyptian kind of basis, which leads us to believe that
Illuminati's confirmed.
Illuminati is confirmed. In my eyes, I believe that they're trying to push this faction towards the fact that the Illuminati, aka the Egyptian gods, have something to do with the ping pong god.
Interesting.
And that might be their belief system, whereas the, Anubis, Ra, Illuminati, everything like them, have played into this ping pong god's arrival.
So, is these members of the Osiris clan, are they a specific race, or have we seen anything like that?
I have yet to find anything fully depicting as to who you talk to for this. It's more so been just some of the weapons,
and the logo,
and the gear, and the logo.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
I mean, my hunch is that it might actually be led by one of the Fallen, because they have shown an image of a Fallen, kind of looks like an elder, it's got a staff.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes me think, why is that one there if this whole story base is on getting revenge? And it could be because maybe this Fallen member is part of that faction.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So how does this 3-on-3 gameplay work? Is it literally just 3 people fight 3 people? Is there anything special about it, or?
My hope is that there's going to be something special about it, but for the time being, it really has just come off as a 3-player versus 3-player.
Because I know they have Team Deathmatch, what's that?
Team Deathmatch is about 6 people versus 6.
So it's just less people, basically?
Less people. It's going to be more of a focus group.
Innovative.
What I think would be great, though, is if maybe they incorporated opposing stories through it. You're this one side, this the other side. You're going at each other because you want this specific reason to happen.
And that maybe even ties into our prediction back at our first House of Wolves discussion, saying maybe you'd be able to choose a side on the war with the Queen versus the Fallen. What if it's actually the Queen versus Osiris?
That'd be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's like a civil war where the Fallen are trying to take up their old flag, their old banning name, and revolt against the Queen and go out from under her rule.
Yeah, maybe. Or it could also be, Plan B, where Queen's young brother was the one who tricked the Fallen into betrayal, and that'd be an interesting storyline. Either way, Osiris can definitely play into this if they choose to go through the storyline, right?
Yeah, I definitely feel like, even, like, regardless of them being the Illuminati, quote unquote, I mean, like, I still feel like some sort of conspiracy is going to be involved with it.
And I genuinely hope there is, because this game has very little story, very little, I'd say, oomph when it comes to that kind of feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really hoping that they were going to start doing a little more impactful, like, things with their factions, because as of now, they really are just I would literally say retailer exclusive, like, vendors. That's really all they are. You get your, like, loyalty rewards program with your Target Red Card, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a prestigious little vendor as of now, but it looks like they're at least trying to do something new with this faction.
And that's what I'm really hoping for, because like you said, there hasn't been much to these factions other than, hey, this guy's got a great shotgun, let's play 500 rounds of Crucible and get it.
Yeah.
And now we actually have Osiris, which has been promoting its faction more so, which is great because now it brings new interest to the factions and a focus, and it kind of makes the player say, cool, so what are you going to do for me, Dead Orbit? What are you going to do to capture my interest?
Yes, that almost makes me wonder, do you think they're going to go back and revamp all the old factions and actually give them stories, maybe in future DLCs or updates or however so?
I could definitely see it. I mean, if they plan on their 10-year DLC, they could easily make DLC for each faction just as a story. You know, Dead Orbit, why did you get your name?
Yeah.
Let's go into your backstory. Let's see why you applied.
Monarchy,
Monarchy, yeah, exactly.
It
would be an easy story basis for them to follow up on. Yeah. And it would be something that a lot of people would be happy with.
Yeah, because then there's more point to getting repetition with them besides, you know, basically getting retailer exclusive access.
Yep, and I mean, with these factions, you also have Zur, which, in his own sense, so far has proven that you learn a little bit more about him through the DLC, which is great, but I would love to see an exclusive Zur DLC come out where he comes in one night, he's all shifty as usual, and he says, take my arm. And you go on this amazing adventure.
Go down the rabbit hole into Wonderland. And
exactly.
It would be really awesome, yeah, because he's another character that definitely deserves some limelight and a little bit more disclosing what's wrong with his face.
Yeah, I mean, guaranteed. We don't know. We know nothing about him really.
Except for he's from the Jehovian continent or something like that.
The Jehovah Witnesses. And
yeah, he used to be part of Jehovah Witness, but that's about as far as we know.
That's as far as we know. The other person I would love to see a little bit more backstory on would be the Speaker.
Oh my goodness! I remember how you were so dead set on him being the conspiracy, like the villain behind it all. He literally, welcome to the welcome to the tower. He's like, you can buy really high-priced skins from me, and that's it.
No, I still have that shifty feeling about him. Because why does he get to speak to the ping pong god? You know, I feel like, I mean, maybe he's just kind of like an embodiment that was created by it. I don't know.
Or maybe maybe he's actually controlling it.
He might be.
Or maybe just manipulating the words or what it's actually saying just to get his way, keep him in power.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character because we know more about Zur than we know about him.
Well, actually, he's not interesting because there's nothing about him. He would be interesting if they gave him something. That's what we're saying. There should be something.
There should be something behind him.
As of right now, there's nothing. He's literally just the blank face that you see.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the real problem because, sure, he looks really cool. If not anything, he's probably one of the coolest looking people at the tower.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. You can't be cool looking and have absolutely nothing to you.
Exactly.
I mean,
to be honest, though, a lot of Destiny's characters really have
there's nothing to them.
They're just a hollow set of eyes.
Exactly. The Crypt Arc, I feel like, is the only thing where we make a connection, and it is not a healthy one.
Your engram was purple, your item was blue. Or however it goes.
That was terrible. One thing, though, that we do need to speak real quick on about this update, with Osiris and everything else, is they have announced trading in your items for rarer materials.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's between players, or if that's going to be kind of a new shop focus.
Yeah.
But either way, that's going to be a huge game changer, because now, instead of having to go out and gather everything, like a hard worker, you can be the cheap Cryptarch
that buys
who just buys it in your local, Walmart.
Exactly. Yeah, have a great. It'd be great to see like a grand exchange or like a huge trading thing across the whole world.
And
granted, I don't know. It would actually make an economy infrastructure, which I don't know if that's what they want in this game. But if they do, like, it'd be really interesting to see how it would play out, because like a lot of massive multiplayer online games that have those infrastructures, there's actually inflation in the game. There's like it's crazy how realistic it gets. So like I don't know if I just don't like. Do you think it would even work?
It could definitely work. They have the servers, and they could just program it specifically for that server.
Yeah.
Where this is what's offered on this server right now.
Yeah.
And this is how much it is.
I just don't know how to comprehend. I don't think I've ever seen a shoot. Because I mean, first of all, haven't seen a shooter that's massive multiplayer besides this one.
Mm-hmm.
But then, even when you play, it still doesn't feel like massive multiplayer because you're only on the server with a good 10 people at a time.
Exactly.
At most. But then if they open trade up to like everyone who plays the game, it'll actually make you feel like you're playing a big game with a lot of people, rather than like the few schmoes running around in circles kicking the soccer ball.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that I feel like a lot of people would like to see happen, but it's also one of those things where I kind of don't want it to.
Would it break the game?
Because it could easily break the game. It gets rid of that challenge of having to get the equipment. Even for the new items, instead of playing through, maybe you got something that someone else wants, you just trade it.
Yeah. Yep, so is there any final thoughts you want to wrap up this little Osiris talk?
The final thoughts about this Osiris is that I'm glad to see that they're bringing back these factions through their DLC. I'm excited to see if they do incorporate some sort of story for Osiris, more so than just these trials, which still I'm not entirely positive is a story.
Yeah.
But overall, it's one of those DLCs where you gotta question a lot of things that you see, and all you can do is hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see that they're still supporting this game. I mean, of course they are, because they're going to be there for 10 years, so they say.
So they say.
But I mean, I don't know. They're still doing an okay job keeping the people attentive to the game who are still left there. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description below. As always, do the video, a like, and a comment. We'd love to hear your input. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one. Bye!